Hey guys, what's up? So I just want to give you a surgery update. I'm about 2 days post-op with Dr.Lin now, and he did a scar revision and some fat grafting. If this is the first video you're ever watching of me, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. So I had RFF Phalloplasty on June 13th, 2017. I have a whole playlist if you want to check that out. I'll link it down below. And yeah, you can learn a little bit more about phalloplasty and not be as confused. But for those of you who are not new and watched the last video and everything, I made it out of surgery alive and it went really well. So I wanted to talk about like how the surgery went and what to expect from here on out, all those sort of fun things. So yeah, first things first. So Dr. Lin started by like making marks on my arm about, you know, what he wanted to do, where he wanted to put the fat grafting, what part of the scar he wanted to take out, and because I had a really tight adhered part of the graft that was around my wrist, so it was really tight and it was like a noose basically. It was just cutting off like circulation, it was cutting off drainage, and even after he did like a lymphatic reroute, I still had like fluid getting stuck in my hand. He did test the lymphatic, he did some lymphatic mapping to see how it was working from the last surgery. So he injected, I don't know if you could see, he injected some like green dye into my hand. It's still green. And he did say that it is working, so that's good. So he's hoping with this, you know, not having such a tight ring or like noose around my wrist, that it will actually help the drainage a little bit more as well. So that would be awesome. He also talked about how, what he thinks, my back is itchy right now. So he also mentioned what he thinks might have caused my graft to become so tight in the first place. He was going over my old surgical notes from stage 1, and he mentioned the use of Integra as what he thinks was probably what caused my graft to adhere so tightly. And just to emphasize here, it's not Integra that's like the bad thing, it's basically just how it's used, and in this way it was not used in the best. There's different ways that they use Integra. Some surgeons will put down the Integra for like 2 weeks after they take the, you know, donor skin for the phallus. They'll put Integra down, wait 2 weeks, and then take the skin graft from the leg and put it over the Integra. That's probably like the more common way that it's used, but unfortunately the way that it was used on me, they just did it all in one stage. So they put the Integra down, they took a thin layer of skin from my leg and covered up the Integra. The problem with that is that when you take like a thinner layer of skin, there's more chances that it's going to like act like shrink wrap. So it has more ability to like keep shrinking up the thinner that layer of skin is. If you don't use Integra and then you use a thicker layer of skin, the less likely it is to keep shrinking as it heals. So he kind of used like a shrink wrap analogy of, you know, say you are shrink wrapping a piece of meat and you put the shrink wrap on and you like take the air out and it gets real small and stuff like that. That's like a thin layer of skin, but then if you think of it for the thick layer of skin, you put that on the piece of meat, like you don't need to shrink anymore, it's already the right size, it fits perfectly, and then so it's basically like if they would have had a thicker layer of skin and not used Integra, that it probably wouldn't have adhered so tightly to my arm. So he had a pretty hard time peeling back the part of my graft that was adhered, but he was able to do it. So at least there's that, and he was able to get a good amount of fat for me since I'm bulking. I'll actually show you the fat right here. He sent me the picture of all the fat he got from me, and he was able to put most of it in my arm. It'll probably look a little weird, I'm imagining, because a lot of the fat ends up kind of dissolving, so they kind of pack it in there so that at least the right amount of it will stay. But it was good that I was bulking when I went in there, so he was able to get more fat. Last time he had a little bit more trouble. They took it mostly from like my love handle area. So yeah, I'm a little bruised. That's like where I'm the most sore, to be honest. That and like the back of my arm. So I think he did a little extra work in this area because that's where I feel that. But yeah, I found that really interesting that he talked about the use of Integra possibly being what caused my graft to be so tight. I feel really good about the surgery and everything that he talked about, what he did. He was saying how he was moving my arm around in surgery, and I no longer have like that fold of skin that kind of folds over on itself. I had like you should just watch the last video, but my arm basically had like a muffin top because my wrist was so tight, and then I'd, bend my wrist back and I had the fold of skin that would just spill over. So he said that wasn't happening anymore. I'm excited to like unwrap this and see how it functions, how it is. I have stitches and I'll have those in for till the 19th. I'll get those removed. But everything went well. I'm super excited that it's over. So yeah, I think the hardest part so far has just been emotionally dealing with recovery again. It's only day 2 and I'm already stir crazy. My emotions are kind of all over the place, but that's also due to like the anesthesia and painkillers and all that stuff. So everything's just kind of like roller coastery. And of course, like the gym being my way to cope with life is not in the picture right now. So just gotta, pray for my sanity at this point. But it went well. So there's that. And I will keep you updated as everything goes along. I also have a Uroflow appointment with Dr. Chen next Friday or Thursday. Anyway, Thursday, I think. April 11th. Because I've been having some sort of pee issue. I'm hoping it's not a stricture. But I'm gonna pee in the Uroflow in the funnel to see if anything has changed with my stream, and I'll know more then, and I'll keep you posted. Also, I'm gonna be doing a full day of eating video tomorrow, so it'll probably be up the next day. But a lot of people have been asking like how I eat during recovery. How do I eat to maintain muscle as much as possible, or like not gain weight, that sort of thing. And so I decided I will make a video on how I eat while I'm recovering, and hopefully that can be helpful because I know a lot of you are either approaching surgery or will be approaching surgery and want to know how I do that. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking for now. I feel like I've been rambling and my brain is just everywhere. So yeah. Oh yeah, so the Whole30, I can't forget. Whole30 is gonna be starting in May. All the information for that is also gonna be down below. For everyone who's joined the Facebook Whole30 group so far, I'm stoked. I'm really stoked, and I'm thankful for everyone that's joined, and I can't wait to get started. We still have quite a long time till May, but it's a good way to kind of like slowly incorporate Whole30 of compliant foods, talk about ideas, share recipes, all that stuff. I'll talk about it more in my full day of eating video. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I'm sure I missed something, so ask away and I will get back to you. And until then, peace out. I'll see you next time.